I think we are live here for the Gamerhub Podcast. Welcome everyone. We've got a lot to talk about here. It's only been a couple of days since Kyle and I were talking Tokyo Game Show and all things that. But there's been some developments since then. It's pretty hot time in terms of the gaming news. Um, and yeah, before we get into it, I just want to introduce my panel members and co-hosts. Hello, everyone. I'll start with Kyle. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, I'm doing good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Yeah, not too bad. How have you
Good,
been
good.
since our Division 2 sesh?
Yeah, all right. I haven't really done much since, but yeah, I want to jump back in division actually now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think I'll be up for some of that. If you want, that would be great. Um, but yeah, and also we have Breeze. How you doing, Breeze?
I am doing great, feeling good, feeling great, feeling great, feeling good.
Doing
How are
great.
you?
That's good. That's good. And as ever, Gladius the Mighty. How you doing? Down, joining us from outer space again.
Yeah, well, it's great to be here. Otherwise, I'll be in space listening to this Booty Man song, which is amazing, and I highly recommend it to everyone.
What song is this?
It's called Booty Man. It's basically, he just sings like this. He's like, morning booty, afternoon booty, evening booty, like that booty, Xbox booty, PlayStation booty. It's just like every other lyric is booty. And it's amazing, and it should be our theme song. Just saying.
We do actually need to talk about getting some kind of theme song.
Well, better than feet. You talk about feet all the time. Let's talk about booties. We talk about booties, not feet booties, booties. Okay? Is that fair? Booties. Hi, everyone.
Yeah. So Gladius is needless to
that
say, he's
Oh,
here.
Kyle
that
just
got
cut
a bit
out.
He's
foolish.
arrived.
Sorry, it's the booty thing. You have to understand. Better than feet. But we're not here to talk about feet. We're talking about Tokyo Game Show, which I believe is wrapping up today and has been pretty consistent with some good stuff this week, has it not?
It has indeed. Yeah. We've
Yeah,
had some pretty
really
decent stuff,
has.
including of Kyle and I. We saw in the Xbox show at Tokyo Game Show. We saw Wolong, which is coming out on Xbox and PlayStation, Xbox Series and PlayStation 5. Is getting a demo, is it not?
It's
Yeah, it's already out there. I watched GameSpot's coverage of it. They got
Yeah.
a good video with all the a bit of a dive into the combat. It looks really, really good, to be fair.
Yeah.
Has anyone tried the demo? I haven't tried it yet.
actually pretty
No,
good, but
not yet.
it's definitely hard. It's difficult. They set it up to be very Souls-like. And keep in mind, this is from the Ninja Gaiden teams. So you're pretty much
Right.
aware you're going to get railed. Just saying, you're going to get railed.
Yeah, those reflexes have
Yeah,
to
it's
be
gonna be
quick.
hard.
Have you discovered any bugs as far as you're playing in the demo? I hear that, on Facebook and a lot of different gaming communities, they are having issues with starting this game. Some on Xbox, so some decided to start on PlayStation. Have you guys had any troubles with playing this demo?
Nothing I could see, but then again, my connection's pretty sharp, so maybe it has to do with connection.
Nice.
Mm.
Okay.
I myself
Yeah,
haven't
I'm
seen
gonna
it.
download
Maybe.
it and
I
try
don't
it.
know. I'm not a technician, so I can't say.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
gonna try it and download and try it myself
yeah,
today
yeah,
and
definitely
see
give it a
what
go.
it
Give it.
does on the Series X.
But it is pretty cool how we have a demo. The game won't be out till like early 2023, but this demo gives us a taste of what's to come. And
Yeah, that's pretty
there
cool.
seems to be like a rise in these ninja games. We got Rise of the Ronin coming in from Koei Tecmo in 2024.
Yes.
Sega's going all in on this like a Dragon
Yeah,
series.
Ninja / Samurai has had a big boom this last
Impressive.
3 4 years.
I'm really liking it. It's a good trend to have.
It is.
Indeed, it
Good
is.
stuff.
Indeed, it is. Yeah, we've had a lot of stuff going on. What else have we had, Gladius? We've got some news from some other games coming out. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, there were a couple of retro announcements. These are actually pretty cool. First up, our buddies over there at Microid, who worked on Toki and Joe and Mac, they just announced that they're bringing back Operation Wolf, which was an old light gun shooter that came out in the late '80s from Taito. They're bringing it back as an all new. It's sort of like what Forever Entertainment did with House of the Dead remake. They're taking an old game, sprucing it up, and introducing it for a new generation to enjoy. We haven't seen any trailers yet. We've only seen a handful of screenshots, so I don't know if it's a controllable first-person shooter or if it's on rails like the original arcade game. But I'm thrilled. This series hasn't been touched in years, and so having it back is kind of cool and gives an advantage of Taito could bring back other franchises as well, like Elevator Action, because that came back in arcades, but we haven't had a home release in a little while. So I'm just saying there's room there for the title library to grow. I'm really liking that. But the big announcement was the return of, I hope I'm saying this right, I'm not a pronunciation master, Suikoden? Classic
Suikoden.
Suikoden.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just let you say it. Suikoden.
Yeah.
Suikoden collection coming from Konami. Now, Konami's been on a roll with retros. Like they had a Castlevania collection, Castlevania Advance, Contra, the Ninja Turtles one, which just came out a few weeks ago, the Cowabunga collection. Now they're doing Psychoden collection. I'm never going to say it right. Coming early next year.
We'll tag in our resident Japanese speaker.
Seriously, I'm turning into the liker man. Okay. But no, it's got Psychoden 1 and 2 included in the collection. I know people have been begging for this for years because they were amazing RPGs back in the day. And even though we're not getting a new game.
Gladius, can I just stop you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Everyone else, am I the only one who's hearing Gladius botting? Or is that? Yeah, like.
No, I hear it as well.
I'm
sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
hear it as
it
well.
might be something on we're recording on Discord. I was going to say Discord just to piss you off, but no, it's Discord.
School day.
I'm sorry. I'll try to keep it to a minimum, but the collection's coming in 2023, and it should be pretty nice. What do you guys think?
I've never played them before, but I know they're a big deal, so I would definitely be playing them, and I look forward to getting them when they release.
What about you, Breeze?
That's pretty much it.
I think it's gonna be a dope game.
Backflips?
That's all I really got to say on it. I can't wait to play it. I don't know. Let's
Backflips?
just get into it. Shit.
Any backflips?
All
You
I
gonna be
want.
doing backflips all over all of these or not?
Yeah,
Maybe
seriously.
cartwheels. Maybe cartwheels.
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 She needs to play it first. That's what
I
it
need
is.
to play it first.
She got an imaginary injury doing imaginary backflips. And
Doing,
she's
doing imaginary dancing with her real daughter.
She's moving on to cartwheels now. Deeming it
She
safe.
does imaginary dancing. That's how it works.
So yeah, we'll see. I haven't really.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really and well, I want to play it, yes, but I don't anticipate it.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, there's some people who are going to be liking it. That's the thing. I think the core audience will love it, But
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping for Chrono Trigger to come back myself. That's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. I think
It's not going to happen.
That's great.
Unless it's mobile.
Well, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem like with games coming out on mobile as long as they've got like console like. Or
No,
input
that
options.
mobile port is notoriously known to be like the worst mobile port of all time.
Oh god, really? Yeah. Well, you know what? They need to get
Yeah,
better at that.
it's
If
really
if
bad.
Game Pass is to become this big thing, also with like mobile and stuff, like at least from a but I think, and the more these subscription services become a thing, I think developers are going to have more sort of better sort of optimized ports for cross
Yeah.
devices and stuff. So like like touchscreen controls for games that are in Game Pass that can be played on the cloud and stuff like that, and vice versa. Mobile games actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're sort of going off a bit on a bit of a tangent there. We're gonna move on. Yeah, it's been great that we've got this. We're gonna quickly go back here a second, and just quickly mention something about the news that came out about the PSVR 2. Unfortunately, it's not going to be backwards compatible with the old PSVR 1 stuff. I mean, my take on this really is that
Do you know what? It's expected and unexpected at the same time.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it's like Sony. I've been giving Sony bad rap from some of the shitty stuff they're doing. I don't think this is that it's a new technology. Do you know what I mean? It can be hard to make things backwards compatible as it changes. I think I saw Jez Corden point that out, and that's kind of made me I listened. I was that changed my mind as what I thought about that myself. What about you guys? What do you
Yeah,
think?
but by the same token, here's a company that has spent several months touting backward compatibility love for their PlayStation Plus premium service. You know, and talking about having to have a devoted archival team to preservation team rather, to save these older games. And yet they go and do something like this. Now maybe there are technical setbacks, but Sony's proven in the past that it can overcome technical setbacks. So hopefully,
No, they haven't. They literally have not.
I mean, they did fix the PS3 controller problem. That kind of counts. Because they were released without Rumble, and then they had a giant crab. Then they didn't have a giant crab. I mean, they fixed. Okay, they're not super genius technical experts, but they do know how to make up errors. They make more errors though, so I can't really say.
No. Yeah, that's what I think. They do make more errors than they do.
Oh, we'll get to that because they're at
solve the other ones.
But we'll get to that.
Jim Ryan's at it again, probably.
I mean, I get it though. From a technical perspective, making a PSVR game run smoothly in PSVR 2, unless you've got the super technical know-how to make it work with new controllers.
That's why I said I expected this news, and it sounds unexpected. Both at the same time. It's like I understand that it might be like the technical issues, but I'm also like, you could have done it though. You should have concentrated on that because that's a big thing at the moment.
What do you think, Breeze?
It is. Come on, Breeze.
Gee, we have mic problems here.
Yeah, mic problems.
We're all sounding like bots today. That's what it is. We're all sounding like bots.
I don't.
How are you, babe?
Well, number one, I don't think people are happy with that. I don't own a PSVR, so I'm not really affected by it. But I know if I were, I'd be upset that I have to buy it.
Do you have any kind of VR, Bruce?
Oculus, but I don't really play it as much. I get kind of.
So, because when the Oculus 2 came out, you could still play all Oculus 1 games.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could.
So
yeah.
it is a bit of a fucking slip, really, isn't it? From them. Speaking of slips, my language there. Sorry, everyone. Yeah.
Get the swear jar.
And I just know I'd be upset if I had to buy just to play new games.
Yeah.
When, the support on the first one, like how come this got the support I'm not able to do it? I would be upset if I did. So. I don't think
it just seems like an opportunity. It just seems like what they're going to do now is they're going to re-release Beat Saber for PSVR 2 and charge $30 for it.
Not really.
Yeah, but then I'd have to buy it because I didn't have PSV 1, so yeah, that's fine. I'd prefer them doing that than make those games completely obsolete. I'd rather they did that. I know it's still shit, terrible, but I'd rather they did that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy for remasters, but this just seems like an opportunity for them to remake the games with the new tech and then cash.
Oh, absolutely. But again, I'd rather they did that.
Yeah, I agree.
I know.
Look, it's a shame. I get it is a new technology. Maybe there's a hiccup on some kind of technical level, but yeah, you're right. Really, like Kyle, like they should have found some way to do it, or like, you know what, maybe they could have done it, but it was maybe an expense they didn't want to brunt at the moment or something. There would have been
probably
a way.
Was.
There would have been a way, like anyway. It's not.
Anyway.
It's not the worst that can happen at the moment. PSVR doesn't have it's never had a massive install base. So from a business
it only had like 1.5 million, 2 million, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So from a business point of view, you're not going to spend. I mean, spending way more than what it's brought in. It's not a big market really. I don't know. I do have to say though, I do admire that Sony are in the market for. I wish Xbox had one.
See, I'm kind of glad Xbox don't because I can just concentrate on one.
Yep.
I can just be like, right.
I see what you're saying.
All my console, if I get a VR, it's on one console. That's where my VR stuff is. Happy days.
Happy days. Happy
And all you
days.
think of is the fawns. Hey,
Hey.
hey.
So yeah, so I mean that's a bit of a shame. We've got some more sort of sad news really within the gaming industry. I mean, we obviously had recently Bonnie Ross sadly leaving 343 Industries, although some people would have been all on board for that based on how perceptions of Halo Infinite at the moment. But you know, Gladrius, I feel like you're in a better position to tell me about these companies. Go on, the gaming,
Yeah.
some layoffs.
Well, essentially, like a bunch of different outlets this week saw layoffs mainly because of lack of interest. I mean, like first big one is G4. As you know, their numbers have been dropping off over the past few months due to somebody's certain rant, due to lack of
Sudden
attention from people. I won't go into details, but about 20 to 30 people got laid off from the network. Some are
Sad.
wondering if it's really on its last legs, if it's going to keep going. So G4 has got into trouble. Also, Future has laid off several people in their departments, mainly from mobile sites. But still, I mean, that's a big mobile market, so you got to wonder what they're going to happen in the future. And then Tencent's own game site, Fanbyte, which also covered, like, I believe, nerd news, wrestling news, stuff like that, they laid off a bunch of people.
Hmm.
And there was no reason given. It was just a matter of profitability. And that's the thing. The CEOs don't seem to be affected by these business moves.
no,
Never are.
Do they really? Never
and
mind.
really, and it makes you wonder because to add to the list, GOG leaves.
Yeah.
Mm.
EA laid
They,
off a quarter of their Australian branch,
yeah, they laid off a lot of people as well.
Yeah,
laying
yeah.
off
EA
1,000
seems to go
people. Valve,
every few years and they'll have a
Telltale.
load of layoffs.
Now I know
Yeah.
you love Telltale Games,
I sure do.
Joe,
I
and
sure
and
do.
they're going bankrupt. So how
That's
does that
sad.
Yeah, I
make you
know.
feel?
I mean, the thing is this. I mean, they're just running more like a business machine. They're trying to put up stories and
The
have to deal with clicks. You know, not
the caveat to Telltale is that they are on the brink of releasing what, two games, or publishing one and releasing another one, aren't they?
Yeah, Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Um,
So sometimes a lot of layoffs happen because of temp staff as well
There
when
is
they're
that.
coming into the end
You're
of a game
absolutely right about
cycle.
that, Kyle. Yeah, man.
yeah.
Yeah, fully right about that one. But yeah, I mean, not obviously not all of these will be. Maybe the figures might be slightly skew if.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah,
there might be reasons people want to leave and stuff, and you don't know, do you?
well, I
We don't
suppose
know.
well, a
market
lot of
market
them,
dips at the moment as well. We're in like a bit of a
yeah, and a lot
I
of
think,
them are,
struggle.
are reporting financial struggles.
Hmm.
As
yeah.
you mentioned earlier, the interest is the
And I think one of the biggest problems is that a lot of people didn't see these firings coming. Like Fanbyte's own Imran Khan was actually in Tokyo covering Tokyo Game Show for them. He was sleeping when they did their layoffs. So imagine waking up
Oh yeah, I
in
saw his tweet
Tokyo
about that.
headquarters.
covering like a show and you're out of a job. Like
Right.
that's awful.
I'm working and I'm not.
This is the second time that it's happened to him as well.
Really, that's very
Because he
unlucky.
got let go from Game Informer
Yeah.
Hmm.
as well.
I mean, and not to mention
He
the
got
fact the layoffs at G4, they were going into the studio expecting to record shows. Like they were getting ready to record and everything like that, and then they were just called in and they were fired.
That's savage. That's so
It really
cutthroat.
is.
It's not nice to see that happen, and you know, sorry to those people who find themselves
Yeah.
having
Our
to
hearts go out to
so
them. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I hope they
Um,
land on their feet. I really do.
we hope this isn't going to become sort of a trend, obviously because of the you know uncertain economic times, but hopefully it's going to be short-lived. This sort of season of layoffs, if you like, or the fall, should we call it? As we go into the fall. But we're going to move on away from that slightly sad topic, and we're going to move
Into
um,
another hot topic.
yeah, very hot topic indeed. So we've got what is it? Kyle, who are those boxers who are supposedly going for it at the moment? Joshua and someone else. Anyway, the joke's gone now. But yeah, we've got basically Sony and Microsoft trading blows over Activision Blizzard again. It's going on, and it's getting more and more public. Which you know is
See, the thing is, they're nervous about losing Call of Duty. Like they think they only have 3 years left in the contract, but the thing is, it's number one, it's taking off attention off of Modern Warfare 2, which is in open beta this weekend, by the way,
an
for those that
exclusive
pre-ordered
beta.
the game.
An exclusive
Yeah,
beta.
exclusive beta, and next week is open beta for the other platforms. But I mean, that should be where the attention is going. Hey, we have a Modern Warfare 2 beta going on. Not, Xbox, I hope they get investigated. I hope they stop
But
this.
the new Gladys, the new stuff that came out is Microsoft responding. So they've basically said to sort of rebuttal PlayStation and Call of Duty, saying, you know, the PlayStation saying, oh, it's only 3 years that they've offered us for that, saying it makes zero business sense to take Call of Duty off of PlayStation given their market leading position.
Exactly. I
And
mean, if you think about it, it sells what, millions of copies on PlayStation. By making it Xbox exclusive, it doesn't make any sense. You know, it really doesn't.
no.
And even if something ends up exclusively on PlayStation for like a year, it'll still come back to benefit Microsoft in the end. Like Deathloop's coming out next week for Xbox, right? So it did great on the PlayStation front. Now a new audience can enjoy it. You know, so I think Sony's just over panicking.
What are you saying, Breeze?
Big time. Sorry, Breeze.
No, it's all good. I agree with that because, you know, how many times this is, you know, when Phil Spencer first announced in an interview, and he said, you know, we don't plan on taking it. That's all in translation. That's not good business. You know what I mean? Like that's another outlet for us to make money, as we keep saying over and over. Second time, he's confirming it again. Oh, we're worried about a few or several years. What are you worried about? Something if I said we're not going to take it away, that would be foolish on our behalf to lose out on money.
Yeah,
Period. So
absolutely.
yeah, it is paranoia. It doesn't make any sense. You know, if he wanted to be petty, he could, but then that goes against what he was saying, speaking on in his interview of us trying to be open to multiple platforms.
Yeah.
In the Tokyo Game Show, you know, during one of the voiceovers, they were discussing about, you know, how Xbox is working with Tencent, working with Square Enix, working with all these other Japanese gaming. So just think like what you think is exclusively, oh, I want it on PlayStation. It's going to branch out anyway. You know, it's going to be available for more people to play. I don't see the war in it. I don't see the sense in, you know, but that's fanboy, you know, not looking
But
at
there's something deeper. Oh, sorry. There's something deeper than that, though. This seems like a lack of confidence in Sony's own studios. They're more concerned about a third-party franchise instead of focusing on their own stuff. Like the PlayStation is going to be exclusive to what? Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok, Wolverine, all these games that are coming up, right? But instead of focusing on hyping those games, they're all like, well, we hope this deal is stopped because if Call of Duty leaves PlayStation, we're ruined. Like,
But that's
that's
not what
an
they're saying.
insult to your own studios.
But Gladius, that's not what they're saying. They're saying
this seems that way to me.
they're not saying that they're not saying we're ruined. They're saying it's bad for gamers. And that's the thing is, if they said if they it would be less of a problem for me in my eyes. Like if they said that if they just said, yeah, it's obviously we're not happy about it because it's going to affect our. It could affect us financially. That's the truth. That's the truth. It could affect them financially.
Maybe, but you're telling me Sony can't take the resources, its money, and make a new Resistance and make a new open world Killzone, or actually, for that matter, they just bought Bungie for $3.6 billion. You can't do something with them to create a next generation open world shooter that would blow the doors?
Yeah, they could do it, but it would require a big investment. So it's a cost. It's a financial thing for them. Yes, it's within their capability. I honestly, what I think about this, they are more pissed about the marketing and the gaining, like the COD hardcore who buy games year in year out. Who will naturally see that the deal of playing it in Game Pass day one is a lot better. It will have you'll have all the Microsoft will have all these demos, all these exclusive skins. Do you know what I mean? It'll be
right.
on the other foot. That is what they really don't want. They're pissed off that it's been taken away, and they're happy. They're complaining about those things being taken away and saying it's bad for gamers. that, but it's not because they're happy to. They clearly don't
It's
believe that
not.
because they've been happy to do it for the last however many years themselves, and not just with
At
Call of
least
Duty,
this
with
last
like
Call of
Final
Duty.
Fantasy VII, with all
Mhm.
of this shit.
All right.
Yeah.
Even that
Well, it
last
just
Call
seems
of
to me
Duty,
they're
they
better.
had an
Sorry, Breeze.
exclusive. I say even with the last Call of Duty, exclusive maps for PlayStation
Mm.
a
Mhm.
whole year before it came to Xbox. So yeah, it's very contradictive.
Yeah, yeah, certainly
It
is.
just seems like their business sense seems to be taking over instead of actually taking care of the gamers they believe will be affected if Call of Duty leaves PlayStation. Because what? They rose the price on the PlayStation 5 in different markets now, even though you still can't find it. They talk about PSVR 2 games not being compatible with PSVR 1, as technical as that may be. And they've done just so many other things that just doesn't seem like they're fighting for the gamers. Whereas Xbox, they're cool as a cucumber. You'd be like, oh, we're going to bring all these games to Xbox Game Pass. Oh, we're going to make sure that we don't take Call of Duty off PlayStation. It just seems like a contradiction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are you
At least
saying,
that's what I
Kyle?
think.
All I'm going to say is on the whole Call of Duty exclusivity debate. Never say never,
You still
because
think it's gonna go
even
exclusive?
though no, I don't think it is, but the potential still is there. When Phil Spencer said certain things and how Xbox have worded certain things, they have been very vague in what they've said and very particular in the words that they've used. That's all I'm saying.
Mm.
And not to mention, there's still a way for this to be beneficial. They keep Call of Duty, the new games, multi-platform, but there's nothing stopping them from bringing back older Call of Duty games for Game Pass. Imagine how nuts people would go if Black Ops 2 came out on Game Pass. They'd love it because right now nobody can really find it unless they buy it digitally for like $60. So,
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
Isn't is it not on backwards
well, it's
compatible?
backward compatible. It's just introducing it to Game Pass would be a great feature. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
You can keep the new. No, I'm talking about Black Ops 2, not Modern. No, the new game. You could still make multi-platform, still make your millions and everything like that, but you could still have the Activision Blizzard deal work for you and release their games on Xbox Game Pass, like Crash 4, like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, like Call of Duty games. It
Yeah.
would work for them.
yeah, I get that. I just think the word is very particular. They've left themselves an open in case they do make a decision, and that is the decision.
I got it.
Well,
I'm
the
just
thing
saying
is,
there's.
Kyle, they've offered they offered a 3-year contract to where they would continue to do it. So yeah, you're right. They could do anything
Exactly.
after that 3-year deal. But in business terms, no one makes a deal forever in business. It's just stupid. Because what if
It
the
is.
No, I
circumstances
know.
change, and then if you committed to that, you're committed to a financial loss potentially. So
So,
yeah,
so hang on, Mopish. That means you're not buying us
And
a laptop every year.
sorry.
also,
Eh,
also,
I'm kidding.
what's more
iPhone every year.
beneficial to what's more beneficial to Xbox? Selling the Call of Duty on Xbox, on PlayStation, and getting 70% of the cut, or getting more people into the Game Pass ecosystem and Xbox and get all the profits, or as many profits as
They
they get.
wouldn't do that until Call of Duty is available on all devices. It's like is Minecrafted basically.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't do that as in like my point being the console.
No, but get PC gamers though.
No, but Kyle, the console market is not the market they want the massive console market is a piece of the overall gaming market pie which they're trying to go for like billions. Remember, not like console market is capped out about 250.
Oh, I
Million.
get that. I get that. But thinking getting all those Call of Duty, or not all, but like more of those Call of Duty fan base onto the PC or Xbox Game Pass through Microsoft, that's more money for them.
Yeah, but it's
Yep.
more money for them.
I,
But they're also expanding. It's not just going to depend on consoles. In the near future, they're coming out with
yeah,
cloud
TVs,
gaming through TVs.
I get what you're
Exactly.
saying. Yeah,
So
you're all adding to my theory. You're all adding to
right.
my theory.
So they're going all over the place.
Yeah, but the
I,
point
I
is,
wouldn't see them
sorry, Bruce, sorry, carry on.
taking it off. I would no problem. I just wouldn't see them taking it off, limiting themselves regardless of where they're going.
If Call of Duty is if Call of Duty is on XCloud, then it doesn't matter, does it?
Hmm.
No, it
I
doesn't
mean,
matter. But I mean, they still
at that
people will
point,
want to
it'll be
play
a
it on
preference.
PlayStation. Sorry.
At that's what I mean. At that point, it would be a
Right.
preference on what they want to play it on.
People want to play on PlayStation. People want to play on PlayStation, but if they got a cheaper way of playing it just through their TV with a subscription, then that's better for Xbox.
Yeah, it will be better for Xbox. But that being said, there'll be enough people who would who would want to play it on PlayStation that it would make sense for them to support PlayStation. Still,
Joe, people don't know what they want. They'll go where
I don't know what I want.
They'll go where the better money. They'll go where money goes, where they can save money. That's where people will go.
Maybe
not all of them.
I don't know.
Not all of them.
During
the majority,
big assumption.
Your average Joe will do. No, it happened. That's why the PS4 outsold the Xbox, because the PS4 started at a lower price. It was one of the big factors.
It's not just that.
No, but that was but it was the biggest factor. It was probably the biggest factor that it was cheaper.
Oh, I mean, that is such a bold claim to make, Kyle. There's so many factors that went into it, man. Like, it's not like.
But for the average person, how much is sold? For the average person, I'm not talking about me, you, people who record podcasts, people who play games all the time. I'm talking about the majority people who play their PS4 over the Xbox because it was the cheapest one to buy. It was just
available.
Was it more available?
It wasn't because of that, dude. It's because of the terrible. Dude, there was a lot of terrible, mismarketing and stuff.
Yes, but the marketing goes.
But Kyle, you're saying that it was because when a console launches, Kyle, it's only the hardcore people who are getting it, like the people who are the enthusiasts.
Well, that's clearly not true this time.
No. It is true, dude. Because it's the mass markets, like the first 15 million or something, are people who are like into games and want them. Do you know what I mean? They want to get in.
Yeah, but I don't think you realise people want game consoles.
People who are shopping and there's like pinching the pennies. They are not out there getting a new £500 console. I'm
not talking about people pinching pennies. Well, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who don't. No. That's not what I said. I'm talking about people who can have loads of money or no money, but not be hardcore gamers, but be casual gamers. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about mindset.
You said people went for it because it was less expensive.
But I'm not even talking. You don't have to be saving money to go for the less expensive thing. Trust me, I know that. I see that with my eyes every day. Yes, but I'm not saying because they're pinching money. It's because that's what people go towards, regardless.
You want some of this popcorn?
Yeah. Glad
I'm trying to figure out what I want. What do I want for dinner? Do I want steak? Do I want pizza? Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what I want for dinner. Just take it easy. What do I want? Steak? I'll just do pizza. I'll do pizza. Okay, next topic.
Continue.
Look, we went off on a bit of a tangent here because actually we want to kind of.
We seem to be doing that regularly. It's the tangent fun.
The tangents are fun, man. Like it's all the humor. Basically, me and Carl making no sense of one another.
I would just say regarding the new gen Xbox, regarding PlayStation 5. Because PlayStation 5 wasn't as available as Xbox was, even if the price point was good, people went with what they could afford and what was available at that time. When the PS5 was more readily available, people didn't mind paying that extra $200 to $300 to have it. And I'm going off of GameStop bundles being $749.
Well, that was also due to PlayStation actually releasing good games as well.
I mean, that's the thing. They had the
Uncharted helped a lot.
It didn't matter. I understand what both of you are saying, but at the same time, at that point, it's going to be a preference, and people don't mind paying for what they want. If it doesn't matter if Xbox was more reasonable. If I want a PS5. Play that's what I'm going to go for. So I'm going to save a little more money to go get it.
Yeah,
I'm going to
try.
It's like this. It's like this. Just real quick, my final statement. I mean, I got a Nintendo 64. I got a PlayStation, but when the Dreamcast came out, I got a Dreamcast with pretty much almost every launch game that I wanted with it because I wanted it. People have a right to do that. That's just me.
Yeah.
Also, I like the Dreamcast. That's my
Yeah,
statement.
you're right. So they should keep supporting Call of Duty because it's that, and also it's a big online game that having as many players playing it as possible benefits the game, and it benefits
And
them
not only
financially.
that, it's also the
Mhm.
PlayStation, and I think that maybe also too PlayStation can are worrying is because of the hardware that works with it, the controller. I see a lot of people are loving the haptic feedback that the PlayStation
I
gives versus
also
what an
also
controller
who cares
gives.
about the player base when it's cross platform?
Mhm.
Well,
You can
that's
have your
exactly
player
it.
base anywhere.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And you know what? You may as well not. You may as well keep supplying it for those people who won't play it on anywhere other than the PlayStation. You may as well keep supplying it just to not lose that customer if they would normally get the game anyway. So
But that's such the
Wonder if,
minority.
but here's another point of view or outlook. Is PlayStation worried about what they may have to pay once the original contract is over
that's it. Yeah. This
to
is it,
keep
isn't
it
it?
on their
Yeah.
platform?
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Because like now that Microsoft will be in power of it. You know all this cross-play tax that Sony charged because they're the market leader. Like they could have that thrown back at them. Like you want Call of Duty,
Mm.
you
The,
want Call of Duty, and you want
the weird
cross-play
thing is,
like with everyone else, and you're gonna have to pay us this cross-play tax. Can you
though,
imagine that?
though the thing that's probably the thing that's keeping this deal going as well is that they wouldn't have to charge any more cut, so it would have to be the same cut, the 30/70 cut that it's always been.
Hmm.
So I don't think they'd be able to charge in quotes more for PlayStation to have
Is the
it.
other thing? Would Microsoft, if let's say six goes through, would Microsoft or is it? Do you reckon they'd make them be like, yeah, no, our games are $60, so yeah, it's $60. So PlayStation's cut would be like in number wise, it will be in like your dollar
It
value.
would.
It would
Well,
be
it's
two.
percentage.
Yeah, yeah. So
It's
it's 30.
percentage in it. So
Yeah, I know exactly. So dollar value wise, it would drop what they make on it because
yeah,
there's no way you
but
would
then
sell a game for
they're
sixty
losing.
dollars. Yeah,
But
I
then
know.
they're losing the dollar as well.
I know, I know. It makes no sense, but imagine they did that. Fucking hell, that would be.
That
they,
tangent, though.
they
That
could they
tangent.
could do that. Like they could do it, like just to annoy them. Oh, actually, no, they wouldn't do that. It'd be stupid to do that. Anyway, anyway, like let's keep going on. So, like, the statement that Microsoft have made, we agree with where they're coming from here on this. Don't we? I think ultimately we've all
Yeah,
sort of
I
landed
think.
on that. It does make zero business sense to take Call of Duty off PlayStation given their market leading position.
I mean, it's like this. Sony's got franchises going over on Xbox and some Nintendo Switch. Like they have MLB, the show's going over there. Destiny 2's still on Xbox. I mean, there's still money to be made going platform with certain releases. That goes for Call of Duty as well. I'm just saying you can do the multi-platform thing with new releases, and you can still catalog older titles on your Game Pass, and you have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So really, Sony's panic status is work on your own stuff, please. It's like, there's enough trouble in the game industry as it is. You don't need to add to it by saying, we just need Call of Duty and nothing else, because you clearly need something else.
Yeah, I agree.
Tangent,
That
none.
was a tangent. What about, and Breeze, you're agreeing with this, are you?
I've said this before, many a times. A lot of people I've talked to, they've heard me say this. It just makes zero business sense. It doesn't. That's not good business. Why would I limit the money that I can make? And that's in the community I was in. That's what I would specify on in certain conversations. People are looking at it from a gamer's perspective. They're not looking at it from a money making perspective. Why would I stop selling to you and everybody else? Why, if I'm selling everybody, why would I stop selling you? You can get this too. Come on. I mean, at some point you might have to pay the price that I'm asking for, but I'm not denying it to you. So, there you go. People pay for what they want.
Yeah.
And if PlayStation wants to keep that on their platform, if Microsoft at the end of their original contract, you know, we set a new contract, if they want to honor that, which I'm pretty sure they will, because they want to keep Call of Duty on their platform.
Hmm.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Just so we've had someone question in the chat, AV Boothroyd. Shout out to him. That's Alistair. Any thoughts on the alleged blocking rights Sony are paying developers RE Game Pass as well? Well, this kind of just sort of was feeding into this whole like argument that Sony have made with Microsoft. They've sort of they're happy to pay for exclusive rights and for games to not go into Game Pass, but then they want and then they were going to complain about maybe a game being made exclusive away from them. So yeah, it was kind of on that topic, and we're going to move on from that, from what the argument with sort of between PlayStation and Xbox is ongoing, RE Activision Blizzard, to something Phil Spencer said regarding Activision Blizzard, and this was comes to us sort of via CNBC International. And it was Will Calaris. I hope I pronounced that name right. So yeah, they said
How does it feel? How does it feel?
Yeah. How does it feel to get the name wrong?
Every gamer has been talking about, I suppose, over the last couple of weeks, and that is this ongoing stoush with Sony when it does come to regulation. I've got to ask you, if you ask Sony, if you hear from Sony, obviously we know what Jim Ryan is suggesting, that the 3 years isn't enough in terms of providing for Call of Duty, and it's something that the regulators are now obviously going to be looking at. Can you not just provide that clarity and just say, hey, we'll make it available in perpetuity?
Yeah, I can't talk a ton about where we are in regulatory just because of the mechanism that is. You know, I've said out there publicly to our fans and our customers,
this is where we make up our own thing and talk about how awesome
that our expectation is that we'll continue to ship Call of Duty on PlayStation and other places where people see, and hopefully expand the number of places that people are playing all of our games.
I think what it is, when you don't speak, your mic turns off.
Yeah,
I can hear them speaking.
Yeah, so people listening would be able to hear it.
Okay, well, just wondering.
Anyway, yeah. So it doesn't matter. I found this out somehow. Basically by from the last time when me and Carl were doing the Tokyo Game Show, you could literally hear the whole show while we were chatting. So and I didn't realize that was going to happen. So but hey.
I just didn't know if my hearing was going out or not.
No, it hasn't. No, it's a few minute the interview, but basically, yeah, they were one of the concerns that sort of was raised was of Call of Duty going into Game Pass and how that could affect Sony and but that's not really. I mean, what do you think about that, Kyle?
What? Sorry, you didn't really say a sentence.
No. It was like, and also Phil Spencer, next box. What do you think, Kyle? Yeah. Yep.
No. So, Sony. Yeah.
This is the best show.
It sure is. Look, it's because I was just listening to the interview and you guys couldn't hear it. But yeah, basically.
Yeah, carry on.
Look, let me just make the statement here for the 3 people in the room that missed it. He said, I can't talk a ton about where we are in regulatory just because of the mechanism that is. I've said out there publicly to our fans and our customers, which is where our strongest commitment is, that our expectation is we'll continue to ship Call of Duty on PlayStation and other places where people see it, and hopefully expand to places people are playing all of our games. That's been our goal. We put the player at the center, and through technologies like cloud shipping day and date on PC, our expectation is the games we're building will be played by more players going forward. That's our goal with all the games we're playing today. So kind of contradicts Sony's little statement that this will hurt gamers. You know what I mean? He's just making it clear there that, this isn't going to hurt gamers. They're trying to expand the gamers. So why shut PlayStation out of those plans?
Exactly. He said it 3 times already.
He did.
Like, I don't know how many times they have to hear it publicly.
Maybe Jim Ryan should get his hearing aid checked. That's I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, how many times you got to scream it?
Jim Ryan is crazy, to be fair.
Call of Duty's not leaving PlayStation. That's it. It's not. I mean, maybe you'll get more presence on Xbox Game Pass eventually, but that's fine. That's a benefit to Game Pass. Like I said 3 times already. It'll be a benefit on Game Pass, but the new games will still be on all platforms, which is fine.
Indeed.
Dude. Dude. You say dude or indeed?
I said indeed.
Indeed, dude.
Indeed, dude. Deloitte.
Feet.
Right. So,
but yeah, I mean, I think it just sums up the point that, it's not going anywhere, and Sony's panicking and pushing the UK investigators and all that. It's wasted energy when that energy could be spent hyping the Modern Warfare open beta that's exclusively on their platform right now, by the way. They're worried about Call of Duty leaving PlayStation. Right now, the new Call of Duty, you can only play it on PlayStation. That's irony right there. And Alanis Morissette isn't even here. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? A little too ironic.
A little bit ironic.
A little bit ironic, yeah.
A little
Breeze gets it because Breeze loves me.
A little too ironic.
But yeah. Anyway, in the interview, that interviewer Will, he asks Phil if he thinks that it could be be bad for. Sorry.
Sorry, don't ignore me. Carry on. Just carry on.
He asked Phil if he thinks it could be bad. What are you going to say? Come on. You just told me to carry on. What do you want?
No.
It's the way you say ask Phil.
Okay. The interviewer asked Phil whether he thought that it would be unfair if Call of Duty was in Game Pass and Sony didn't have that free in a subscription service like Game Pass. And if they saw that as a problem, regulatory-wise.
I don't see a problem regulatory-wise.
Yeah, I know, but that's my point. This interviewer actually asked that. I was thinking, but that's. I mean, Sony could definitely compete on that level. They've got some of the best games in the industry, if not the best games in the entire industry, right? Mm-hmm. And they could put them day one, release them in their subscription service, and their subscription service, PlayStation Plus, would just boom. It would be competing with Microsoft with or without Call of Duty in their in Game Pass. What do you guys think about that?
I agree. No, I totally agree with that.
And that's kind of where I was trying to go initially, and I don't know what happened. Maybe I had like a stroke or something. I don't know.
Maybe you should ask Phil.
Yeah, maybe Phil, what happened to my brain?
Ask Phil.
Yeah. I think my inner hard drive just melted or something. I crashed. I had a brain crash.
It's okay. It's a Saturday. You're not allowed to have a working brain on Saturday.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, I have had a few beers. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so he's inebriated, everybody.
I've had a few beers,
How you doing today, Popish? Oh, I'm delighted right now.
Delighted.
Hey, Phil. Ask Phil if I'm drunk. Ask Phil.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I guess. Does anyone have anything to add specifically on Phil's interview with CNBC?
I think he nailed it. I think he did a good job representing Xbox as he always does, and I think, despite the fact they don't have any gigantic exclusives this year, Xbox is going to have a good holiday season.
They should do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, guys. I think we're sort of coming now towards the end of the show. There's been a lot go on this week. We want to just sort of keep talking about it. I mean, hopefully this whole thing with sort of Sony and Microsoft trading blows will sort of go, and we'll get some different news now that's other than this. It's kind of it. The problem is the reason we want to, I feel I need to talk about it all the time is just because it's painful to watch and it's frustrating to watch. But hey ho. Anyway, but yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. Shout out to the chat as well. We've been going off. Thanks for joining us, guys. We're going to do some outros now. Why don't we start with Gladius the Mighty?
Well, you can find me in outer space, like always, listening to the song Booty Man. You can also find me in the Discord. I'll be hanging out, doing all sorts of stuff, laughing at both like we all are right now. It's just really great. I could use a drink. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I recommend beer. Yeah. Anyway, Kyle.
Hello, you can find me at The Fuzzy Games on everything apart from Instagram, which is The Fuzzy Games 1. I will be on Fortnite tomorrow because it's new season tomorrow, so happy days.
Hey.
Other than that, yeah.
You and Breeze both, I'm sure she'll be on as well.
Yeah, I'll be on. But maybe I'll be on playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey and devoting my time. Also, shout out to the League community if you want to catch me on there. Queen Breeze 9122. Add me, League of Legends. Let's go. We can play it.
Come on,
Y'all toxic as
Liggers.
hell, League.
Come on.
Come on, Liggers. You can do it, Liggers.
Leaguers.
Let's play a game or 5 or 7 into the night, and you can catch me. Gamerhub community. You can catch me on Discord. Well,
Today, Liggers.
Yeah. Look, thanks for thank you everyone. Oh yeah, Kyle, are we gonna do some more streaming with Division at some point this weekend?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, guys. If you want to join me and Kyle on his Twitch, we're gonna play some Division 2 again. It was fun watching me
are
get
you
fun,
guys?
wasn't it? But yeah, otherwise,
what are you guys? I have to re-download mine.
Are you gonna get on it?
Huh?
Get on it. Get on it.
Are you gonna get on the
Get
Division
on
2?
it.
All right. Oh yeah.
Anyway, look, yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. Yeah, find us at Gamerhub. Come tune in. Please like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed our content. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace and chicken grease.
Peace.
Later.
Peace.